Okay, so here we are back at the week 1 back in eCampus. All right, so here we are back in eCampus. We've looked at the syllabus. Most of you have started on this second section right here, the class introductions. So this is going to be a graded assignment. Mostly what I want to do is get you familiar with the grading rubric and then also just the discussion threads and what it kind of looks like in eCampus. So this is what I want you to type up in your discussion thread, and some of you, like I've said already, have already done this. You do have to make a post before you get to see everybody else's. That's what this means by this is a post first discussion forum. So I'm forcing you to think about your own discussion before you actually start reading the others. Down here it says grading information, and this is where you can get a view of the rubric. So if you click this icon right over here, then you will see the grading rubric that I will use in order to give you the grade for this particular post. I guess you can click on list view and it'll show you just a bulleted list or the grid view, either one. I will use a similar type of rubric, or this rubric that's housed within eCampus, to grade your midterm and your final projects. I'll show you a little bit of that later on throughout the course. Okay, so that is the discussion forum for the introduction. So if we look over here, then you have required textbooks and resources. That is the same that I pulled from the syllabus, and similarly you can read through the technology skills. I think most of you should be fine with the technology skills because you did use this already in Math 645, and then also a statement on net etiquette. So please read through those and be familiar with the information that is housed within those sections. And now let's look here at week 1. So each week I will put obviously a new link to a new assignment. So on Monday morning at 8 a.m. you will see week 2 appear, and when you click on the link for that particular week, so you'll see in week 1 we're going to talk about intuitive limits. And if you click on this link, this format is going to stay the same essentially for every week that we have. The very first thing that you will have is some background information that you can add in. So if we look at this, is just a wiki page, and on this wiki page, my idea on this is to have, if you find something of particular interest or something that really helped you on one of your assignments, the problems or the exercises, then we want to add that to the wiki page for other students to look at. So if we browse down here, I'm going to try to give you a little blurb of what types of things you actually need to know. So some hints about things you will use to solve the problems and exercises for that week's assignment. So you can see this week it's going to be sequences in series, some partial sums, limits of sequences in series, bases other than base 10, specifically base 8, representing repeating decimals as a ratio of two integers, and then you'll need to know about the definition of the definite integral. So I tried to go online real quick and find some resources for you to help review those concepts. So I've added, and right here is going to be the link to the resource. So when you go out there and you find something on the web, I want you to share it with the class, and you're going to put the link in this first column. In the second column, you're going to describe the content in that link. What is it going to do? Do I need to know about base 8, like this one? Okay, well then I'll come to this link. If I need to know a little bit more about definition of definite integral, then okay, I'll go to this link. So you just put a little bit about the description of the resource in this column, and then I need you to put your name right here. Who posted that? Who's the one that found this resource? So I've tried to collect 4 resources for you for this first week's assignment. To edit it and to add to this table, you click on Edit Wiki Content right here, and then you'll see all I did was create a table, very much like you would in, say, Word, and you just put your cursor in here and you start typing, copy, paste, all of that type of thing. So this is a way where we can build resources as a class to help us with the weekly assignments. All right, so that's the wiki page. Let me go back to week 1. So each week you will have that as a resource, and we'll just keep building a different wiki page for each week. You will have a link here for readings, exercises, and problems. You should be familiar with this. Dr. Geller did this in 645. So there will be readings for each week that is linked to the exercises and problems. The exercises are embedded within the reading of the student resource packet that you download from Dr. Geller's webpage, and then the problems are at the end of that chapter. So I'm assuming you are somewhat familiar with this process here. The way I want you to turn your assignments in is through this link. So each week there will be a link for you to use to turn your assignment in. I have set Mondays at 8 a.m. as the due date. I figured you probably wanted, the week and then the weekend to work on it, and then we will start afresh, a new week on 8 a.m. every Monday. You can choose 3 ways to turn in your assignments. So the first one is to go ahead and type it up in some sort of electronic format that has a math editor, maybe something like LaTeX or Word, something of that nature, and then you need to convert that to a PDF document. And then you come down here and use the button below. When I say that in that text, I mean the Browse My Computer. So you click on Browse My Computer, and then you go find the file that you created a PDF document of, and you attach it to this assignment. You can also go ahead and just write your assignment on paper. So number 2 and 3 are similar. You're going to write your assignment on paper. Number 2 says you can scan the paper with a scanner and then attach it using that Browse My Computer button that I just showed you. Or number 3 says you can write your assignment on the paper and then just take a picture of it with some sort of device like a tablet or a cell phone, and then attach that to the assignment. Either way you choose, I don't really care, but I do need to make sure you follow this right here. So you do need to make sure that your attachment, when you actually upload it to this assignment, is readable. So I need you to go ahead and click on, after you've uploaded it, there will be a link that you can click on to preview the document that you uploaded. So number 1, you obviously want to make sure that you've attached the right document. You don't want to turn in the wrong assignment. And number 2, I need to make sure that the scan quality is good. So the resolution is good, the scan quality is clear, it's going to be readable by the grader. The grader is going to print off your document each time to grade the assignment. That means then you need to have your name on the assignment, the date the assignment is due, and the assignment number. So that's the header that I need you to use on the actual paper that you're doing your assignment. So if you're typing it up, you need to type it up and put it on your paper. It's kind of old school. And if you're writing it on a piece of paper, you need to make sure that your name is on the paper so that when she downloads it and prints it off, she will know whose paper it is. Just having your name in the file is not going to be enough. So speaking of that, actually, along these lines, I want you to save your files and upload them, but save your file with this naming convention right here. Last name underscore assignment name, or assignment number rather, underscore Math646 underscore spring 16. So we're going to download all of these files into one folder, and I need to be able then to sort them and save them in an organized fashion. So I would appreciate it if you guys would all use the same naming convention. All of you have the different last names, so this should not be an issue. This will just help me keep track and get your assignments organized. If you want to add any comments down here, you're welcome to add comments, and then we will be able to see that when you turn it in. Okay, so that's the way that you're going to turn assignments in each week for this course. All right, let's skip down here then to the midterm project. You've got 2 projects due in this course. You've got a midterm project and you have a final project. The only difference is the topics in which you're researching for the different projects. So on your midterm project, you're going to research a historical mathematical problem, and I've got some listed down here below. They're kind of broad, so you might have to narrow them down a little bit, but you will click on this link right here and it will take you to a Google Doc that you will use to sign up for the topic that you want. Some of you have already done this. It is on a first come, first serve basis for those topics. So it's best to decide early and then start working on this. I don't want it to wait till the very end. I want you to be able to research in the upcoming days and kind of have this ongoing midterm project until it's actually due. So you will sign up for one of these topics. If you have a topic you want to research that's not on here, I'm open to suggestions, but I do need you to pass it through me and get it approved before you actually start working on it. There is no more than 2 people that can work on a particular topic. So get in there and get signed up. The requirements for the midterm project are here. Please read through those. Those give you a brief description of what I'm expecting. I want to direct your attention right here to number 7. You will be assigned a classmate whose paper you will review and provide feedback. You're not grading it. All you're doing is reviewing it for them and giving them some feedback on how you think they could make it better. The more feedback you give them, the better you're helping them. Because I would like to read some pretty polished papers when you turn them in as a final product. So when you're reviewing your partner's paper and when you get your paper back, keep in mind, the more they review and the tougher they are on the review, the better it is for you in the long run. The paper is going to be submitted first to your partner by February 29th at 8 a.m. Then there will be 1 week of a review period. So February 29th to March 7th is the week that we are giving your partner to review the paper. And then all reviewed papers have to be returned to the original author by March 7th so that the original author can polish that paper and then turn it into me on March 21st at 8 a.m. All right, down here, so in the upcoming weeks, below this section right here, still in this midterm project screen, there will be an area where you are going to share your document with your partner, and there will also be another section where you're going to turn in your midterm project. It will look very much like the format of when you're turning in your weekly assignments, but it will be in this online space right here. So anything related to the midterm project is going to be, coincidentally enough, on the midterm project link. All right, the final project, very much the same. The only difference really is that you're changing the focus. So the focus now for the final project is going to be on special functions. So I do have some special functions listed down here. You click here for the sign up page for your final project. Again, some of you have already signed up, so I would encourage you to get in there, choose a topic, know what you're going to do, and then you can start researching some of these special functions as well. If you have a particular special function that you want to study and it's not on this list, again, pass it through me. We'll see if we can approve it, and then you can work on that function. Requirements for the final project. I give you some key questions to answer. And then again, let me direct your attention here to number 5. You're doing a peer review process again, a different peer. So I want you working with different people as far as the midterm and final projects go. This one, you're going to submit the paper to your partner via eCampus by April 18th. The review period's from the 18th to the 26th. You return the paper by the 26th to the original author, and then they will polish it up and turn it into me by May 6th. Again, below these 2 sections, there will be a portion where you will turn in your paper to be reviewed by your partner, and there'll be another section for you to turn your final project into me. So it will be turned in everything in this final project link in this space here. Okay, so that does it for the weekly assignments, the midterm and final projects, hopefully giving you an overview of what I expect there. The last part I want to talk about is this one right here where it says groups. Now when I click on it in this view, nothing's going to come up for some reason. I'm not really sure. I'm experimenting with this groups thing, so I would appreciate any feedback you guys have regarding this. So I'm going to exit out of my student view here, and this is going to give me the instructor view, but I'm thinking that it's going to be something similar. You guys will maybe get something similar here. So if I click on Group A, there is a drop-down menu of different things that that group can do. So if I'll go ahead and click on the link here, or maybe I won't. So let me do group discussion board. So if I click on group discussion board, then you can see this group already did one post. That's super. So I am a member of each group. You will only see the discussion boards and any other tool that your group uses. You will not see the discussions and other things from other groups. I want you to start developing a little bit of a community with a small subset of students in this class. So I've put you in groups of 4 or 5, and I tried to do it based upon when you told me you were going to work on the content in this class. So if you were an evening weekend guy or girl, then I went ahead and tried to put you in the same group. So I want you to use this space to start talking about the problems, the exercises, those types of things. I'm thinking what you can do, and this is an experiment again, remember, you can create a forum on the discussion board for each exercise. So you could do like exercise 9.1, 9.2, 9.3, and have a different forum for each exercise and for each problem. Or if you come into your group and you create a thread, then you would have a different thread for each of the problems. It's really up to you and your group how you want to do it. But I do want you and strongly encourage you to use this space to work in groups. All right, so notice you've got other tools here. So that was just the group discussion board tool. You can do collaboration, and this is just a virtual classroom. So if you click on lecture hall and everybody in your group clicks on this same lecture hall link, then you all will go into a web conferencing space where you should be able to talk to each other with voice over IP, and you should have a whiteboard where you can write on. So we'll experiment a little bit with that hopefully as the class goes on, but feel free to play around in your groups and see what tools are available for you and the others that I've assigned to your group. This is file exchange. So this is where you and any member of your group could share files. So you don't have to email them back and forth and include everybody on the email. It's a space where you can just house all of the files that you have. So if you're working on exercise 9.2 and you did a bunch of work and you want to share that with your group, feel free to upload it in this file exchange area so that other people in your group can view it. I'm thinking, you could write something down on paper, take a picture of it with your cell phone, upload it, bam, you're good to go. So feel free to use this file exchange space in your group. I don't see the group tasks tool being really useful for us. This one, you just assign different tasks to your group. So if you had a major project and you were kind of divvying up tasks to get the project to complete, that might be when you want to use this space. That's not really I think going to be an issue in our class. We're not going to work on a project of that magnitude. You can send emails to different people in your group. So there's a list of everybody in your group, and you're welcome to send it to everybody or just selected ones. Nice, easy way to do that. And then these, I think, just let you customize your group's homepage. You can customize the banner and make it pretty or whatever you want to do with that. So each group has those different tools, the same tools for each group. And then you just, you likely, I think, and somebody give me feedback on this, I think you're only going to see your group. I'm getting to see all 4 groups because I put myself as a member in all 4 groups. So that I could go look at all 4 groups, and then if I need to share something among groups, so maybe group A has something very powerful and that would impact group B or in C and D, then I can share that information across groups. So I want to facilitate information across groups. You guys are going to create information within groups. So this is an experiment. I have really no idea what's going to happen in this group area here. We may run into some problems. We're just going to have to overcome them as they arise. I want to learn more about this. So I'm using you guys as guinea pigs. I hope you don't mind. I hope you see it as a positive note. All right, the last part is just this area up here. So this is going to stay the same. It's for general broad things. So class announcements, I've already talked about that. That's the landing page for this class. Class discussions, Those are all group discussions, so whenever there's just a discussion that is made for every student, then they will all be listed here. I don't know if I talked about this Hello Classmates I Need Help. Let's look at that for just a second. So the Hello Classmates I Need Help is a form where you can post things for anybody to answer in the class. So this would be something maybe you're unclear on the midterm, maybe you are unclear as to if you have to prove something or just show something, then you could go ahead and post it here and try and have a classmate help you answer that. I do want to direct your attention here. There is a subscribe and unsubscribe button. So subscribe means you're going to receive a notification when anybody posts to that forum. And I've also had it set up where you will see in the body of the text, or the body of the email rather, the information that was posted. So I would encourage you to use that feature just so you know when somebody's posted, and then if you don't want to read it, then you just delete it from your email account. So that's class discussions. My Grades is going to show your grades. Technical help gives you a link immediately to help with eCampus. So if you start running into problems with eCampus, I would encourage you to go to that page. And then groups is what we've already talked about. It shows you all the groups that are there. Okay, well, I think that does it, guys. I hope that this time the video worked. I've just had to change computers a number of times to get this done. So I'm going to cross my fingers and hope I can get this out to you this morning so that we can all start working on the same page. All right, thank you for your attention. Email me if you have any questions, and I hope you have a great day.